Go ahead and get started.
Okay. Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Pascarella. We're here today at AIS, the Academy of International Studies in Danbury. And as you know, this show goes out into the community, and we talk about some of our pockets of excellence, things that we have here at Danbury that we really want to demonstrate to the community is really a special place, particularly for our youngsters. And AIS is one of those places, and we have students and the principal, Dr. Nitowski, here today. But before we go into it, I do want to let everybody, the audience, know that this year, out of the 600 some odd elementary schools in Connecticut, that AIS was chosen as the exemplar elementary school for the year. So they received the Connecticut Association of Schools Award as the best elementary school in Connecticut. So that's quite an achievement. And Dr. Nitowski, principal, who's here, has been the principal here since its beginning. So she's going to talk about a little bit about the background and introduce the students. So we're going to have them introduce themselves. Right?
Great.
Again, welcome. I think you'll find this very informative and interesting. And at the end of the show, there'll be a way that those of you in the audience who have an interest to come and visit or participate in the lottery system, we'll explain that to you as well. Ms. Nitowski.
Great. Well, hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us here at AIS today. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the school. AIS opened in 2006, and we are a Danbury school. We're a public school of choice. And so we do have a theme of international and global studies. So a little bit about how we operate here is that we do have 5 partner districts, and they are Newtown, New Fairfield, Brookfield, New Milford, and Reading, along with Danbury. And then we also have students who come from other surrounding towns who come as non-participating district students. Here at the school, we follow the Danbury curriculum for all of the basic curricular pieces. What's a little bit different is that we infuse our international and global studies piece throughout that curriculum. So it's overlaid into primarily the science and social studies areas. So, we also begin world language instruction in Spanish beginning in kindergarten. So students do receive 20 minutes each day of Spanish instruction from a Spanish teacher in kindergarten and first grade. And then beginning in second grade, they receive Spanish instruction every day throughout the rest of their time here. So there are some kind of unique pieces when we talk about international and global studies. We talk a little bit about how to extend for students the experience that we are part of something larger. And so we begin working on that in kindergarten, where students are integrated in a way where they feel as though they're part of a larger whole. And that larger whole begins with their family and then extends to their school, to our community, and then to the greater world pieces. So that's very much the culture part of the school, and how we build that integration of understanding what it means to be a socially responsible global citizen.
So we're a K-5.
We are a K-5 school.
And how many students?
Currently we have 410 students. We have 3 classrooms at each grade level.
So out of the 410, almost half, a little more than half are Danbury.
Yes.
And then the other 40% or so would be from the surrounding towns.
Yes.
Right? Okay. And the students enter via interest. How do you get into this academy?
Basically, a lottery is held every year. And so beginning in January, there's an application that's located, the online application portal is on the Danbury site, as well as on our homepage here at the school. And also paper applications are available for those who need those. And then there's a 4-week window. And it's not first come, first, there's no priority to that. It's just an application window. And then the application is conducted by an outside agency. And parents are then notified if their child did get into the school. And then if they did not, they're notified that they are on a wait list.
So do they have to have certain reading scores, math scores?
No.
So then what qualifies them to come?
just that they fill out the application.
So the student body here is really representative of a typical student body?
Yes.
Just, okay, and they have an interest in attending the magnet, and that's the only criteria?
Yep.
And if they're lucky to get in?
And if they get in.
Now, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us what grade you're in, and a little bit about what you find special about AIS.
I'm Chloe. I'm in 5th grade, and something that I find special about the school is that we do
Chloe, are you from Danbury?
Yeah.
Okay.
That we do celebrate Peace Day, and we have someone come to our school and like sing songs and stuff.
So you like the special activities that you have? And have you been here since kindergarten?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chloe, I think in 5th grade today, there was something that was interesting happening. Maybe you can talk a little bit about that. Did you have a video conference today?
No, that was
Mrs. Craig's class?
What's the video conference?
Well, the 5th graders all participate in an experience, a cultural experience called ArtLink. And so they have partner classrooms in other areas of the world. So in the past, they've worked with students from the Guatemalan rainforest, and they've also worked with students from Japan. But this year, they worked with students from Russia. And so they had a video conference today with the students in Russia. I happened to be in the classroom when they were doing it, and it was amazing. The students there have our students' artwork, and we have their artwork. And the purpose of the artwork is to share their culture with them through their art. So they work collaboratively with the art teacher here at the school.
And this is for all the 5th graders?
It's for the 5th graders, yeah.
Who would like to be next? Your name?
Amelia
Amelia. And you live
in Milford.
in Milford?
And I'm in 2nd grade. And I think something special about the school is because every year we always been put in with different kind of kids, and then we're all friends, and it feels like we're all a family in one school.
So family and friend. One of the things, you know, they had a team come down here and look at your school to make it, to decide on, when it came down to the 2 schools that were going to get this big award that we just talked about, they found something special about your school. In fact, that made Dr. Nitowski probably the proudest, right? Mm-hmm. And what was that?
Well, one of the things that when we got the feedback was that there were different panels, and so there was an administrative panel, a parent panel, a student panel, and a teacher panel. And one of the things that came through was they were asked to sum up the school in 5 words, and each word had to be a standalone. And that whole common thread of acceptance, kindness, collaboration, being together was relevant in all of those 5 teams. So that made me so proud.
So the feeling of family, and one of the things that we know that's really important is making a connection, and that means making a connection to something special here at the school, whether it's your friends, families, or the activities, and that's what Dr. Nitowski and the staff work on. And you see it as an activity, but this is something they plan out for you to have those experiences. How about you? What's your name and where you're from? And
my name is Kai, and I'm from Brookfield, and I think
what grade are you in, Kyle?
I'm in 3rd grade, and I think
Have you been here for the full 3 years?
no.
Okay. When did you come?
2nd grade,
2nd grade?
and I think that is special about the school is they make special healthy lunches for us every day.
Healthy lunches, what's that about? Tell me what that is.
Well, like lots of fruits and vegetables, and they encourage us to eat it.
And so, is that any different than at home?
Well, kind of.
It is, huh? One of the things Ms. Nitowski is trying to work on with families is this whole thing, how the curriculum you follow here about the environment and about the choices of food, those choices, does it really make a difference outside of school? And that's what, in fact, Dr. Nitowski studied and reported on it for her, what we call a dissertation, that she was accepted on. We found some remarkable things, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We found that, students who are exposed to, this kind of environment where it's everything, the focus, the environmental studies piece of the school kind of weaves through as a global problem, which is why, we have it ingrained so much. But the kids beginning in kindergarten all take responsibility for being part of a larger whole. And the results that I found were that the students who had that kind of environment were significantly different than students who had in ecological knowledge, than students who had participated in more of a traditional curriculum.
So you studied youngsters that went through our program and they're in high school now?
They're in the middle school. Well, they were in the middle school last year. Some of them are now at the high school. So it was, and actually when Amelia was talking, some of the things that we've done this year is, well, that we've done all along is, this year we started Ben's Bells, and I think it's pretty alive and well in our entire school. And then we also do community time. And so we have community time once a month, and the purpose of that is to really teach some of those peacemaking, peacekeeping skills, understanding, and having tolerance. And so that's again built into the kind of the curriculum and the kinds of things that we want to do.
My name is Sima, and I'm in 3rd grade, and I'm 8 years old. I'm almost 9.
Simmer?
Yeah,
Like simmering pot?
yeah.
Got it.
And I think that I think that what makes our school special is because it's a peace school, and and it's an international studies school. And what I find really interesting is every room in the school, like the cafeteria, downstairs level, art room, a music room, they all have like one continent, and they have all, like, for example, the art room is Asia, and we in the class windows we have there's like all these artworks from Asia, and we in Asia, in our international studies every month we change to a different continent, and every month in art we do a different unit that goes with that. And
Who wants to tell me the continents?
well,
We'll start with, you can give me one, we'll go right down the list. One continent. I didn't hear you.
North America.
Asia,
Asia.
South America.
Africa,
Yeah.
Think about it. Next.
China. Wait, no. Wait, oh, you just said that.
we have
Anybody want to help?
Oh, Antarctica.
Very good. Okay. Anything else to add to that?
and we do gardening.
Gardening.
Yeah.
Oh.
We every grade there's a gardener, that professional gardener that and outside we have a garden where every grade.
What grade are you in this now?
3rd grade, and I came here in 2nd grade.
Oh, okay. How many remember the greenhouse? What happened to the greenhouse?
Oh.
What happened? Somebody from behind the camera wants to tell me?
A
What happened?
storm. I think a storm.
Was that Sandy?
I think
Was
so.
that Sandy that did that?
Took our greenhouse.
Took the greenhouse?
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody out there has a greenhouse that they want to donate
Oh,
or
we
help
would-
build, right?
we would
We'd love to
love
have a greenhouse out here because the wind took it and blew it away.
Yes.
We need a really sturdy greenhouse. Sure did. Hi.
My name's Avery, and I came here in kindergarten,
What grade are you in now, Avery?
1st grade.
Uh-huh.
And what's special about the school is we do fire drills every week.
Do fire drills every week
To keep safe.
to keep safe. You feel this is a safe school? Okay, well, this is a pretty campus, right? We're out here in the, what we call the preserve. It is actually Western, what is
It's the
it?
nature preserve.
The
yeah.
Nature Preserve. And what university is your neighbor right on the same campus? WestCon? Right. In fact, this was part of WestCon's land, was it not?
Yes.
That they've donated to the school. So we have some interaction with the university?
We do. We actually have right now 3 student teachers from WestCon. We also get observation, students for observation time. They partner with us at various levels with when we had Roots and Shoots. So we
What
know
is
they were
Roots? What are you talking about?
Roots and Shoots is an organization under Jane Goodall. And actually, Jane Goodall was here at the school the first year we opened. Do you remember that, Chloe? And so, kind of partnering, they come down, the students that are involved in Roots and Shoots come down and assist with some of our gardening programs. So we have, as the students said, we have gardening beginning in kindergarten. So kindergartens have sensory gardens because the senses are in the science curriculum. First grade has the butterfly gardens, and they actually release butterflies into that garden. Second grade has the biggest of the gardens, which is our vegetable and fruit gardens. And then third grade handles all the recycling for the school. And fourth grade, whose class
We
are you?
haven't started gardening yet.
Right, in fourth grade, they handle the herb gardening, and but they have something happening in one of the classrooms. What's going on there?
Your name and what grade
My
level?
name's Delia. I'm in 4th grade and I came here in kindergarten. And I
And
think
you live in?
Danbury.
Okay.
I think what's happening is like we're starting this worm part, and what we're doing with the worms are we're probably going to the garden and releasing them like to all breed them, but like they're taking all like our vegetable peels and putting them in the bin so that it can still grow if like we take the worms out of the bin.
We have vermiculture, but there's also something happening in Mrs. Woodruff's class.
Oh, the trout.
Right, the trout, that's good. So talk to me about the trout.
Well, every week on Fridays we have science, social studies, and international studies. In science, the trout, Miss Woodruff gets to like pick some people, and we get to feed the trout. We get gallons of water from the mailroom and pour it in there. And we have this little spot, it's like a little tray, where we have baby trout, which grow up. They lay
Thank you.
babies. They lay babies, but most babies die when they get born.
So what's going to happen when they grow up? What do you do with them?
We put them down below in the regular water.
Oh, you
Instead
put them in
of
the
putting them
streams?
here. No, we have it's a big tank, and then at the top it's like a little tray that's like a square, and like the babies go up there, but then like the grown up trout go in the bottom in the regular water.
Chloe, you did that last year, didn't you?
Actually, we didn't get the trouts last year, but I did it in 3rd grade because my brother. We release it in a stream in like a park. I forget what the park is called, but all the 4th graders in Mrs. Woodruff's class, they get to go to this place like the day after school, and then they get this little container. It has a trout in it, and you release it, and there's people that help you put it downstream.
So it's the whole recycling and the whole...
Yeah, it's the release. It's,
Release.
again, that whole concept of, putting back and replenishing and sustainability. So, when they go down there, the whole 4th grade is invited. And so when they go down there, they have to look for certain things. They have to look for, they've learned that you can't just release, you have to temper the water. They look for certain locations that would be good hiding spots for the baby trout, so they have better chances of survival. So they it's the hands-on kind of taking it from the classroom and then bringing it out and then replenishing the Still River.
We missed someone, right? Who did we miss? You, okay,
my,
name?
My name is Declan. I live in Danbury, and I'm in first grade.
Okay.
Something special about this school is good friends are always nice, and I forget.
It's okay, so you like the friendships that you have here, right? You like the activities that you do here? One of the things that's really remarkable, I know the audience may be reading about Common Core, and you know, a lot of the work that's been done here has been a lot project-based, which students observe, gather evidence, write about the evidence, produce the evidence, they do problem solving. So really, they've been doing that as a routine here in terms of the way you approach the curriculum. There's nothing really, some of the content obviously is new, but the process of the skills are pretty applicable to the new curriculum, is it not?
Yeah, and I think one of the things that's a really big shift is to work on those thinking skills and those higher level problem solving skills. So rather than taking it just as straight instruction, really getting kids to investigate issues. So, they've been doing that. We had, one year we had a problem with our compost bins because the entire school composts from lunch. And so we had, and the fifth graders actually handled that, the composting for the school. And we had bees in the compost bins, and that was problematic because they couldn't get the food scraps from the cafeteria in there. And so they did research, and they were trying to figure out how do we solve this problem, organically. And so they found that, if they took a soda bottle and cut the top off, inverted it, put some apple juice in the bottom, the bees would go in and kind of get stuck in the apple juice, and that solved the problem without any use of pesticides or anything like that. It was a very effective way to handle the problem of our compost bins. So it's that kind of work that says, well, yeah, we have a problem, what should we do about it? Kids had come to me and said that, the fifth graders had said they were finding things in the compost that didn't belong there. And so basically I said, well, what do you want to do about it? And so they had several ideas. They could train people at each lunch wave. They could put together a little movie that the teachers could show, or they could, try to collect the compost a different way. And they actually opted for doing some training with the other lunch waves, and also the collection process that was a little bit different. So they figured that out on their own.
They problem solve.
Yeah.
So before we end this, I'm going to go back around. I'm going to ask you one word in terms of describing AIS, okay? So you think about that word as I asked Dr. Nitowski this last question. What's the integration of technology here at your school?
Okay. Well, one of the things from the very beginning is that technology is seen as a tool. So we have a computer lab, but we don't use it. Basically, the technology is in the classroom, and students are expected to figure out if the technology is the best use for the purpose. So if they have a task, it may or may not be that they want to put together a presentation. It may or may not be that they want to add some video to whatever it is that they're doing. So they decide what's the task, what's my purpose, who's my audience, and then figure out what's the best way to get their message across. And by fifth grade, they are very capable in terms of the technology. The fifth graders do animations. They are, I think, looking at the kids, they're very used to presenting. They don't think twice about getting up in front of roomfuls of people and speaking. And so beginning in kindergarten, it might be a task of where they're creating an alphabet book in the classroom, and so students who are given a digital camera, given a buddy, they go around the school and they are given an alphabet letter. And I've had students come into my office and say, Mrs. Nitowski, I'm looking for an envelope. And so I give them an envelope, they take a picture of it, go back to the classroom, upload it, and then it becomes now part of a book that's put together for the classroom. So it starts very early on. They've done projects where they do their name in Japanese, they draw pictures in Pixie. So it's an integration of programs and software that's out there to meet the purpose of what they're trying to do. So they really do live it, I think, every day.
It's an integrated piece.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
No, they
a
don't,
one-time event.
they don't go to a lab and work on a program. There's, you know, they work with what's the end result, what do we want, how do we get there? And in that process, they have to learn how to manipulate the software. But that's not the focus of the instruction.
Are you ready for that one word? And I'm going to come right around, okay? And we'll start here.
Friendly.
I can't hear you.
Friendly.
Friendly? Loud, loud.
Peace.
Peace.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Kind.
Kind.
Safe.
Safe.
Helpful.
Helpful.
Caring.
Caring. Wonderful. And thank you for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the program. You can visit the website.
Yes?
If you have any questions, Dr. Nitowski is available. There's a school phone number, which is?
203-778-7462.
Can community people come and visit?
They can. We ask that they call the main office. We do have parent ambassadors who run tours before and after school so as not to disrupt the school day. So we're more than happy to set something up.
Welcome, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you.